Now, you may have looked at the title of this video and went, this guy's a bit mental. Buy the PS4 version of the game over a PlayStation 5 version of the game. A, is that even doable, and B, why would I do that if I have a PlayStation 5, or if I'm thinking about buying a PlayStation 5? Well, I have three main reasons why you should definitely pick up the PlayStation 4 disc over the PlayStation 5 disc. Let's get to it. Alright, so I missed something and I've had to add this in afterwards. I do apologise, but it wasn't just 3 plus a bonus, it's 4 plus a bonus. And the reason why it's 4 plus a bonus is because I totally forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but I completely overlooked the fact that a game like Warzone, for example, is a PlayStation 4 game, not a PlayStation 5 game. And that means a lot because you do get things like the SCUF controllers, which are technically DualShock 4 controllers, and of course the back button attachment for the DualShock 4. So if you're desperately needing to use the DualShock 4 for a game like that, then the only way that you can do it is by installing the PlayStation 4 version of a game, like the PlayStation 4 version of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, for example. And of course Warzone, it doesn't have a PS5 or Xbox Series X update yet, but it will eventually. And if you want to keep running these, as long as it's available, you want to keep running the old gen version at 60 frames per second with one of these attachments. Now, the last thing as well, to make sure that the DualShock 4 doesn't just have this one use, is when it comes to accessibility, the DualShock 4 is very important for people who have issues with using the larger controller, namely the DualSense controller, and they found that the DualShock 4 is a perfect fit for their hands and for them to actually be able to use in game and have fun like the rest of us. And Sony hasn't came to their aid just yet, but hopefully they will in the future. But I had to add that in because it's something I totally overlooked and missed. So thanks very much guys, I really appreciate it. Now, on to the main video. So, number one is cost. That's a big thing, especially if you're a buyer, which all of us are. Equivalent cost is definitely, I think, the key reason why you should pick up the PlayStation 4 version of the game. Now, I have one or two examples, but the biggest one is definitely Watch Dogs. That for some reason that one varies the most when you're buying from retail. So Watch Dogs, for example, from Curry's in the UK, and you're looking at £10 more for the PlayStation 5 version of the game over the PlayStation 4 version of the game. Hi, Pupper. So the dog just come in there, and there's the other one. But that's a bit of a strange one. You might be thinking, oh well, it's the PlayStation 5 game, therefore it's worth more because you could probably do more and it gives you all these extra things, but it doesn't. When you buy the PlayStation 4 version of the game, even if it doesn't say specifically on the box that you've got a PS5 upgrade available, more often than not the developers have done so. And I know for Watch Dogs they also have done so, the likes of Borderlands have as well as Miles Morales, for example. So you pick up the disc, you pop it in your PlayStation 5, and you download the PlayStation 5 patch for the game. It installs on the SSD, which obviously makes the game run that much bit faster, and then you just jump right in. You've got your PlayStation 5 game running off a PlayStation 4 disc. Now, that's fantastic. You've saved yourself some money, and you've got the exact same thing for what you would have paid for anyway. Or have you got the exact same thing? Or is it worse? Or is it better? Well, that kind of moves me on to versatility, which is the second reason. Why you should buy the PlayStation 4 disc version of the game. Now, what I mean by versatility is you can do a lot more with it. So you can play it on much more devices, but when it basically it means as well for the PlayStation 5 is when it comes to storage, you can offload that game as well from the internal storage to external storage, which you can't do if you have just the PlayStation 5 disc version of the game. And yes, okay, I can hear you, you're saying, obviously you're going to be playing the PlayStation 4 version of the game on the PS5. Yes you are. However, if it's a game that you don't really use, if it doesn't have 120 FPS, it just has 4K 60, and for example as well, if it doesn't have DualSense really major support for the triggers and things like that, then there's no real reason anyway for you to use the PlayStation 5 version of the game. If you're on the PS4 version of the game, you're still going to get uncapped frame rate, you're still going to get really high resolution, still going to be better, faster, and looking so much better than the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro ever could, regardless. But you've saved storage on your internal drive. And of course, you've saved yourself some money. So there you go, even more. But just to top things off, if you're like me and you love a little bit of remote play, which I definitely do, yes, you can remote play on the modern day on things like iPads and phones. and you can use obviously DualShock 4 controllers in which to play your remote play PS5 games, which is something that annoys me because you can't use the DualShock 4 to play PlayStation 5 games on the PlayStation 5. Yeah, you can use the DualShock 4 to play PlayStation 5 games through remote play. Anyway, that's another topic for another video. But if you're also like me and you like playing your games on the Vita, which I definitely do, I love remote play on my PlayStation Vita. For me, that's something you can only do through the PlayStation 4. So you want the same version of the game installed on the PlayStation 4. And the PS4 disc version of the game allows you to have that. You have the best of both worlds. So you can install the PlayStation 5 game on the PlayStation 5 if you want to keep it on the internal SSD, you can do. But then it means you can also install the game on your PlayStation 4 console as well for things like remote play on the Vita specifically and or your Vita TV. But you can't do that with the PS5. The PS5 can only remote play to mobile phones and tablets and things like that, which is a bit of a bummer, yes. So that's another reason why you should buy. You get more consoles, more remote play options, it's just better all round. And I think one of the key things as well for practicality, you can definitely offload that to your external storage. It's a win-win, really. Saving money, saving storage, saving time, it's great. Now, the third reason why you should buy the PS4 version of the game, and this might seem a bit strange, but it's the resale value. The resale value on PlayStation 4 games are also compatible with PlayStation 5 is higher. Now, I don't know exactly why this is, but a couple of examples. Again, Watch Dogs, when it goes to the resale market, it's actually worth a little bit more, especially on things like Facebook Marketplace and stuff. But Miles Morales, for example, if you look at CEX, which is a UK retailer that only do trade-in options and reselling second-hand goods, they'll give you £10 more for the PlayStation 4 version of the game than you would for the PlayStation 5 version of the game, which is a bit bizarre, and it also sells at a higher value as well. I don't know if it's possibly because there's less discs, PS4 disc versions made over the PlayStation 5 version, but the resale value is higher. And you also have to think as well, when it comes to the PlayStation 4 version of the game, if you do go to resell it, there is a much larger market in which for you to do so. There are more people with PlayStation 4s than PlayStation 5s, so you have a much higher chance of selling that game on if you don't like it. So if you buy Assassin's Creed, for example, or you buy Spider-Man Miles Morales, which you can play through really quickly, then you might think, oh, I'm going to sell this. Not many people have a PlayStation 5 at the moment, so you're limiting your options for resale, but many people have a PlayStation 4, which means you can resell it. Are you okay there? Come round this side and I can help you. Now, that is the three main reasons why you should buy the PlayStation 4 disc version of the game over the PlayStation 5 version of the game. And as a little added bonus, the chances are you don't actually have a PlayStation 5 yet and you're just trying to build up your collection beforehand. Again, there you go. If you're thinking about getting a PS5 in the future, but you don't quite have your hands on one yet, then you need to buy the PlayStation 4 version of the game so you can enjoy it now, make your game saves and have them ready to transfer over to your PlayStation 5 for you to get that next gen experience, fully fledged, unfiltered. So yes, 3 reasons and a bonus. So that's been my advice for today, and I'll keep the videos coming if you're liking them. So drop a thumb, obviously, if you've liked it, even dislike it if you thought it was rubbish. Make sure you leave a comment down below. You're really getting on my nerves, little one. Leave a comment down below if you have any tips or ideas or any other tricks that would be worth people sharing or maybe worth me covering. Let me know. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Appreciate it.